In this video, we'll be reviewing the troubleshooting methodology. Troubleshooting is a primary skill for anyone working with automated systems. This process will help you to diagnose issues when the possible cause is or is not obvious or easily identifiable. It is important to remember before starting the diagnosis of any system or equipment that correct safety procedures are followed. Failure to follow lockout, tagout can result in personal injury, damage to equipment, and dismissal. Many companies have a zero-tolerance policy. If you are unsure of proper safety protocols or procedures, check with your instructor or supervisor. Remember, before you start, safety comes first. Part 1 of the troubleshooting methodology directs you to gather information about what is happening. Your observations can include: what is normal behavior? What is different from normal? Who else has relevant information, or has anything changed since the problem was first detected? Part 2 looks at possible causes. Is there something obvious causing the problem? Are there loose wires? Do you smell smoke? Is there a blown fuse or signs of leakage? Can you see indications of melting or burning? Or is anything broken? If the issue is obvious, or you can easily identify a cause, you should move on to Part 3, where you'll follow the steps to replace or fix and test the part and system. In this instance, we'll assume that a cause could not be found, and we'll move on to the second loop. Part 2a challenges us to define the problem area. Is there a clear root cause area? Has more than one area of the system been affected, or is this an isolated incident? Or could the problem source be upstream? Part 2b invites us to reduce the problem area. Using your knowledge and experience of the subject matter allows you to hypothesize. What assumptions or ideas do you have about what is wrong? Is there a particular circuit, code, or part that could be causing a problem within the larger problem area? Now that you have an idea of what caused the issue, let's move on to Part 2c and test the proposed cause. Before proceeding with the test, ask yourself what tools or instrumentation will be needed to test. What questions can you ask the machine? If you've been unable to identify the cause of the problem, you'll need to make new observations in Part 2d. Are you able to reduce the suspect area even further? Sometimes finding out what it can't be can lead to what it must be. Let's assume we took another trip around the second wheel and finally found the cause of the problem. Part 3 covers replacing and fixing the problem. Before repairing, estimate the following. How long will it take, and what is the cost to repair? What is the likelihood it will break again? What should happen if the repair is made correctly? And what is your level of confidence in the replacement part? If it makes sense to fix the part after asking these questions, you have the necessary skills and can safely complete the task, you can proceed. Part 4 allows us to evaluate if the troubleshooting and fix has been effective. Is everything operating correctly? How did we solve the problem? What have we learned? Was this a maintenance problem or an engineering problem? Have you filled out all of the required documentation? You will encounter many technical and mechanical issues during your studies and career. As you utilize this methodology, you will become familiar with the steps to diagnose and troubleshoot. Each time you encounter and fix problems, you gain more experience and become more effective.